Hello, my name is Joshua Mordio, and today we'll be talking about fifth generation low-cost efficient wireless intelligent sensors, or Lewis 5, for transportation. I'll be starting off with a brief introduction of myself. I am a graduating United States Marine Corps ROTC senior at the University of New Mexico. My anticipated degree upon graduation is a Bachelor's of Integrated Studies and Innovation in Global National Security. My anticipated minors are Languages and Military Studies. My anticipated certificates are National Security and Strategic Analysis, alongside Peace and Global Justice Studies. My position at UNM is an undergraduate research assistant for the Civil Engineering Department. My research focuses are in smart sensing and sensor development. So I'll be giving a brief synopsis of my presentation today. First, I'm going to address the problem we aim to resolve the Lewis 5, talk about what the Lewis 5 is, talk about renditions in Lewis 5, applications in Lewis 5, and then conclude it all at the very end. So the problem we're trying to solve with the Lewis 5 is many sensors that can collect critical infrastructure information are costly and hard to learn. As a result, this brings cities or even countries who cannot afford them alongside officials without a technological background at a disadvantage. And this alone can put lives at stake and make critical infrastructure dangerous to use. One prime example is the Minnesota bridge collapse. 13 people died, and this was caused by a lack of information of the integrity and dependability of that bridge. Our proposed solution is the Lewis 5. So what is the Lewis 5? Lewis 5 in itself is an acronym. L Lewis stands for low cost. E for efficient. W for wireless. I for intelligent. S for sensors. 5 for fifth generation. These are the main principles we aim to achieve, and the fifth generation stands for the newest and latest generation, as there are 4 previous generations of the Lewis. The basic architecture of Lewis comprises of 3 systems: a sensing, energy, and holding system. So the sensing system. The sensing system is comprised of 3 parts: microcontroller, development shield, and a sensor. In our case, we have the Metro M4 as a microcontroller. We have the Adafruit Airlift Shield as a development shield, and we have the Adafruit MMA8451 accelerometer as our sensor. The energy system is comprised of 4 parts. We have a 6-watt solar panel, a spark plug buck-boost converter, a solar panel charging board from Adafruit, and a 3.7-volt battery. Before holding system, we have neodymium magnets, and we have a junction box. Together, this all costs $196.66 without tax. Furthermore, the Lewis 5 is programmed by Arduino IDE. This code is beginner friendly. It's open source, which means a lot of codes are accessible and have already been completed, so just rather simple for modification and repurposing. Has a large community of users, therefore there's a lot of help you can find with this community. And it's applicable for advanced projects. It's not limited to beginner-only projects, nor is it only limited to intermediate projects, as many advanced projects can be programmed by Arduino IDE. Furthermore, the Lewis 5 comprises of communication nodes. This is only for non-Type H Lewis 5s, and this requires pairing with communication node. This node consists of a Wi-Fi hotspot. This is powered by the same energy system as the Lewis, and each communication node can handle up to 15 connections. This total cost is $311, without the service fee, of course, for the hotspot. The renditions of the Lewis 5. So the first one, and the original one, was the Lewis 5 Alpha, and this one has accelerometer data collecting abilities. The second one is the Photo Lewis. This one has camera capturing abilities, as well as accelerometer data collecting abilities. Then the Photo Lewis Type H. This one has an onboard hotspot and has the same abilities as the Photo Lewis. There are other additions to Lewis 5, not included in this presentation, but mentioned in my paper, which are the Audio Lewis, which has audio recording capabilities, the Lewis, which has water quality monitoring capabilities, and the At Lewis, which has air quality measuring capabilities. So Lewis 5 Alpha. Right here on the left, we see a side profile of the Lewis 5. On the right, we see a side profile of the communication node. As you can see, it has a sensing system on top, energy system, then the holding system. As well on the right side, we have the hotspot as our sensing system, then the energy system, and the holding system. These are put together to comprise leads. As you can see on the left is Lewis 5, on the right is communication node. The abilities of this: it can collect acceleration data, can wirelessly send this data to a selected server in packets, and can recharge itself via the energy system as the solar panel system is energy harvesting. Moving on, the photo Lewis. You can see here, same system as before. However, in the sensing system in the photo Lewis, we have the ESP32 camera. And this as well consists of a communication node to wirelessly send data. And the abilities are: it can collect acceleration data, can send trigger captured images to Google Drive or email. It can be switched between the two, and can wirelessly send this data to a selected server, and can recharge itself via the energy system as before. Moving on to the Photo Lewis Type H. Right here we have a side profile. So in the sensing system of the Photo Lewis Type H, we have the hotspot, as well as the ESP32 camera, and the microcontroller with the accelerometer. Then we have the energy system. In this energy system, we have a dual USB connector, which allows for us to send energy to the hotspot and the microcontroller. And the holding system is just the same, just reconfigured. All of this compiles into the picture we have on the right. And these abilities: it can collect acceleration data, can wirelessly send this data to select the server as before, can recharge both the sensor and the hotspot via the energy system, and can operate independently and free up a communication node. And this also can send trigger captured images to Google Drive or email. So the applications of the Lewis 5 can be put on building walls due to its magnets, can be put on building pillars, can be put on stairwells. Overall, it can be put on any metallic piece of infrastructure at this moment. So in conclusion, the Lewis 5 is a low-cost, versatile, long-term sensor that can be utilized across wealthy cities or unwealthy cities, and can be utilized by even people without technological backgrounds as myself. I don't come from an engineering background, however, I'm still able to program and utilize the Lewis 5 to its full capability. Collect multiple forms of data relevant to infrastructure experts in making decisions. For instance, the Minnesota bridge collapse could maybe have benefited from Lewis 5 in collecting stability, displacement, or even physical images of the bridge as it was being tested. Lastly, as mentioned before, the Lewis 5 can be most beneficial to transportation in the realm of structural health monitoring. That's the sum of my presentation. Thank you for your time, and please leave any questions if you have any. Bye.